Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
So this is my second part looking at the scenarios included with Night of the Living Dead. I did another video where I looked at the first 3 scenarios and kind of gave an overview of what I thought about them and a little strategy, or at least strategy that I utilize. Perhaps yours would be more effective. And I'm going to do so here. In this video, we're going to look at 4, 5, and 6. So in 4, I said in the first 3, it felt like a tutorial. In scene 4, we're going to pick up here. We got the house barricaded in scene 1. 2, we had to find the keys. And in 3, we realized we had to leave and had to bust out those barricades and get out. In this one, we got the keys and we're moving the truck and we're going to get to the fuel pump so we can fuel it up and get the heck out of town. So in this one, you're going to learn how to navigate the truck, and this will be the first scene in chronological order. We're going to be utilizing that. So what you're going to do is have somebody get in the truck or multiple people in the truck and drive it to the pumps. Now, the truck can be used as a weapon, which is really cool, right? Running over ghouls is always fun. So you need to get that and then follow the rules of how to get up into there. Now, the only way to lose this one is if there's any ghouls in the house at the end of a player phase. So you want to search the house and gather as quickly as possible. Get what you want and get out. It'll take the ghouls a couple rounds to kind of travel that distance, so you should be able to accomplish what you want before they arrive. So just get out of the house, and that losing condition that's scenario-based is really out of the question. Just never go back in the house. The other way is if one of the characters that you're playing gets too many wounds and dies, right? That's one that's universal in all the scenarios. That's really the only way, unless you play really dumb, that you would lose this. Or, once again, if you're searching a deck, when you get down to the 5th or 6th character, you may not want to search a deck just in case a Karen came out, or give yourself enough actions in case something went terribly wrong and a Karen came out or a relative came out that you would be able to defeat it. Because if not, you can lose kind of on a couple bad rolls, and you don't want that to happen. Well, this one's particularly interesting. So you're getting to the 5th tile. When you get to the 5th tile, you cannot use any ranged weapons anymore. And that's where you're going to find the melee weapons on that tile. So you have to clear that tile. There can be nobody on 5, but you can't use any ranged weapons. So you do a lot of close combat. The car will help because you can run people over with that car. That's going to be very helpful and very nice to do, obviously. But all those ranged weapons you were using before, you throw them to the side because they're not worth anything now. And so what I did was I had one of my guys with a cocktail right at that 5th tile, and anybody came close, like the fatties or something, he was able to throw a cocktail and just kind of blow everybody up. And then we were clearing out the rest of the 5 deck at that same time. I found the scenario to be very fun. I like this one quite a bit. It's kind of hard to lose this one, per se, because one of the losing conditions, you really have to play dumb to lose that way. If you're going to lose by anybody being in the house, it's because you made a stupid mistake, or the luck of the rule just really wasn't in your favor. Otherwise, it's kind of a fun thing to run to the pumps. I like the aspect of that last tile. I don't know why, thematically. Maybe you don't want to shoot around the gas. That makes sense. You don't have any ranged weapons. You got to kind of get the hand-to-hand combat. It kind of builds up the tension. And this is one of my favorite scenarios moving forward was Scene 4. Season 5 kind of takes the tension and just ratchets it up, right? Very high. So you got to get everybody up to orange level, which means you're going to be pulling some big cards out at the end. It's also going to be a little bit of a strategic element that you don't want one person to get to orange really fast because then everybody else isn't ready. You kind of want everybody moving up at the same time. Okay, everybody ready to go to yellow? Let's go to yellow. Everybody ready to go to orange? Let's go to orange. You also, in addition to that, when everybody has to kill a relative, there's no way to track this. I just use some of the pins to track it on my own head. Maybe you can put a piece of paper, put it on your phone. The game did not give you any components to track that. That's a bummer because it's one of the scenario requirements is each person has to kill a relative. I didn't see anything in there any way to track if you had killed a relative or not. So far as I played, there is no way to track that. So it is what it is. Didn't come with the components. Fine. In this scenario, you find out that the truck's not going to get you out of there. It burnt down, so you got to get back to the house. You do lose if anybody's in the home at the end of a player's turn. Obviously, the wounds is still... I find it very hard. I wasn't getting a lot of wounds. The weapons are pretty good. I can get those up. Never really have any problems. And one of the things people are saying is that there's none of those double activations. The fast ghouls, the fast zombies are not in this one. They move so slow that they're kind of easy. But with the fatties, look, if a lot of fatties come out, you're going to need a lot of people with weapons that can do 2 damage. Not all the weapons do that. Most of the weapons, or the majority of them, are going to do 1 damage. So getting those 2 damage, the weapons that do 2 damage, is very important if there's a lot of fatties coming on. That might be a little bit bad luck about the distribution of the cards that are coming out, but it can definitely happen, so be aware of that. I like this mission. It was pretty fun. So 4 and 5 have been winners for me. The difficulty is going up a little bit and gives you something else to do. Like you have that one guy who just goes Leroy Jackson on everybody, and he wants to go through orange really quickly, and everybody else in the blue. You're in for it, right? So the key to this one is a steady incline of going up that danger track together and timing that out. If you can do that perfectly, you can win this one pretty easily. But if somebody wants to get ahead, you're in for some pain. Scene 6 is the one that most people are saying is broken, and I don't disagree. So in this one, you're going to make a mad rush to Willard, which is a nearby town, and it doesn't work at all. So let me explain what's going to happen. You're going to be inside the house, and you're going to be getting up resources until you open a door. And once you open up a door or the barricade or something has been broken, then you can no longer search the house. You got what you got, make a run for it. Which is kind of cool thematically. I really like the setup of this one. This one could be a very fun, very interesting scenario. So on mine, what happened was a breaker came out and got spawned who can break the barricades. Very fun. So he kind of broke it before I was ready to go. So I just took off running. Here's the problem. When the zombies spawn, they only spawn on the tiles that you're on. So if I'm on the first tile, and all my characters on the first tile, only the first characters are going to tile on the corner spots of the exterior. So boop, 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 right? And then it's my turn. So I'm just going to run right past them. And once you run past them, first of all, they can't catch up to you because nobody moves more than one space. So anybody that's behind you, they're never going to catch up to you. Second thing is, everybody's off a tile, so let's say we move from tile 1 to tile 2, and all 6 characters are on tile 2, tile 1 will disappear. If there's no characters on it, main characters, like our characters, who we are, our 6 characters not on there, the tile disappears, and all the ghouls on it also disappear. Thematically, you're just moving past them. They're in your rear view window. So, and this one was kind of anticlimactic, because all you can do is just run. And as long as you just run fast, none of the zombies can catch you. So, I don't know if this one was play tested, or maybe what happened in play testing, or maybe what was written down on the scenario sheets. I think CMON has some answers they deserve to give us on this one, because this scene 6 is completely broken. It's by far the worst scenario. It's boring because the ghouls can't do anything to you. You just run. I mean, you can vary this up. You can maybe make some stupid decisions, but at the end of the day, you're just running. The other problem I had with it was for the road to line up, the tiles didn't line up, didn't really give you an explanation of that. Did anybody play this one? It almost felt like somebody said, wow, this is a really cool idea, and the idea of this one is amazing. This one has the potential to be my favorite one, and I want to see some comments on this one. Let's see how people play this one, because Scene 6 right now, it's just dumb. All you do is pushing your miniatures up over and over and over again until you win. There's no there's no reason to fight, there's no reason to do anything. They can't catch you. And for that, the Scene 6 was a huge loss for me. Huge. And not one I'd recommend at all. So 4 and 5 I liked quite a bit. They were pretty fun. 5 is probably the best of it. That combat and getting danger up and I'm some in. There was some tension involved in it. I didn't feel like 6 is completely broken, the worst one by far. And then 4 was pretty good. I liked it quite a bit. I like having that car moving around was pretty fun. Still had some questions about how that kind of worked. The rules weren't exactly clear, but these 3 are clearly better than the first 3. Definitely a difficulty level, although 6 is a complete waste of time and one I cannot recommend. And when you get to a scenario like 6, and I'm not the only one that has this problem, other people have posted about it, so I'd be very interested to see if somebody played it, can explain to me what we're all collectively doing wrong. There's no groupthink, we're not together. So all of us are reading the same thing and coming to the same conclusion. Did somebody play test this? Did somebody play it? That's the big question. And so, is it maybe something wasn't written down in the rules? And why haven't they found that out now? Why isn't there something to fix this yet? They should know that by now. Some of the reviewers that review this should have seen it. Some of the people who have played this game should be bringing this up. I don't see anything about it. It makes me question whether people reviewing it got this far into the game. It makes me wonder if designers were they play testing Scene 6, or did somebody just not read what was in a scenario and get to the point where it didn't work? Or am I insane? Does it work for other people? And the 3 or 4 people that I've seen also come to the same conclusion are just insane. Are we crazy? I don't know. But Scene 6 did not work. Total bust. I won't go back to it unless I can get some reading on it. If anybody has any comments about Scene 6 and can clarify it to me how it does work without using a variant, I want to know if it works the way the game is intended to work, not necessarily a variant. There are some variants that have been put out that are kind of interesting to fix the problem, but I want to see what CMON intended because it's very informational to me. It just is. So there you go. That's 4, 5, and 6 of my thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did like it, please put a like down on that. If you enjoyed this video and others, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. It's a very small channel, and we do appreciate your support as always. Thanks for watching.